So, bonjour from Switzerland. It's a great honor and privilege to be a part of World Summit for Peace this year. So, the chairman of the International Human Rights Commission, His Excellency Dr. Khan Muhammad, members of diplomatic corps, members of the press, staff members of the International Human Rights Commission, fellow EU delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that this conference will be a future step in a brighter world. Now, I want you to ask some important questions. First, is there any country which succeeded in the equality between men and women today? Why should countries invest in women youth to be the leader of tomorrow? And finally, which future can we create together by reuniting these forces like his and her? I want to underline that women are like the half of the population today in the world, and they contributed all along the time to the society that we have today. We have plenty of examples. For example, the French Revolution, which was in 1789, was actually started by women. They were the first one to go to Versailles and to take the King Louis XVI to go and to say to him that there is a problem in the kingdom. Like books just forget this stuff, and they always speak about men. Also, during the Second World War II, in Russia and in Europe, women were here to work in heavy industries when men went to the war to fight. So they contributed to the war in like their opinion and like their work in during the war. Also, for example, in Ukraine, like the first push of the revolution was by Yulia Tymoshenko during the Orange Revolution. So all of this shows us that sometimes we tend to forget women in the history. So after this, we can see the gap between men and women. So the statistics made by the Global Gender Gap Report of 2014 is very shocking for me. So how to explain this? Like, there is a gap between men and women in the economic participation and opportunity. There is a gap between education attainment, health survival, political empowerment. If we see the statistics, Iceland is at the first position for the best gender equality. But women are still behind, and there is no total equality, and it's the best country. Switzerland, where the country I'm from, is ranked as the 11th country among the best gender integration. But we are not fully equal still today. And I was shocked, yes, because we're in 2016, and there is still inequality between men and women. There is still like difference in salaries. Why? Also, Pakistan is at the bottom of the ranking just before Yemen. So for me, one of the reasons that there is still the gap between men and women is because women don't know the history. They don't know what they were capable of during the century. They feel like the society like make them stay at home and like just be a cook and a good mother, and that the power, like political power and economic power, is given to men. So they think that there is no point to do something and to raise a voice. So I choose a quote of Simone de Beauvoir. She's a French feminist who have a lot of impact during these centuries. She said that the representation of the world, like the world itself, is the work of men. They describe it from their point of view, which they confuse with the absolute truth. That means that the history was written by men since the beginning, but now we have to integrate women to the history and gave hope to the future leader, future girls who will learn this history and who will be inspired by this and maybe find a solution for peace. So stop forgetting the big roles the women played in the society changes. You have to give a chance to everyone to know about this inequality. We have to educate the population for a better future. We have to rewrite the history by telling the truth and stop forgetting the important key players just because maybe they are women. We have to integrate the women into the society from the beginning of their life, when they are young, and they have to have the possibility to attend school and have the possibility to know what they are capable of. So please think about these points and begin to change the world from today, here. So it's a big wall to climb, but everyone faces it together. There is no perfect equality in the world. Even Iceland is still not totally equal. So I think for a better peace in the world, we need a gender equality, but we need to work it together. Thank you.